that. And I already loaded
Ah,
in, so it should be
perfect.
available for you also.
Yeah, it is available, and I'm loading in as we speak. So perfect timing.
Okay.
Uh, by the way, because you said that it was probably Frontline who banned the Aztec, I absolutely understand that because, to my understanding, Aztec was only played twice so far. So one of the fewer play or not as often played
Oh.
civs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it got the 50% win rate. And exactly, who do you think won with it? So,
Yeah, Lukas is just a god with Aztecs. Let's be
yeah.
honest.
I'm at 3 seconds and ready to go if you want to.
Okay, then let's start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right,
And I'm
fellows. Here we are in game 1 between Lukas and Frontline. It's a best of 5 series. And the first match is on Cascade Range. I mean, this is a old known map. It was in Legacy also available, I think. And yeah, what is cool about the map? So we have really few hunts here. So um, yeah, Howden Oshoni and Russia makes a lot of sense because they like to play aggressive and yeah, just take the few hunts which are on this map.
yeah. And we have talked about this matchup, this specific matchup on this specific map a lot, right?
Oh
During the
yeah.
days. Because we had it that often that we had to speak about it very often. Because players just pick these civs for the map control that you automatically get with an early outpost, usually, right? Or blockhouse or whatever.
Mhm.
And at the same time, Haudenosaunee, in my opinion, has the better start here and is also generally favored in this matchup still. Because you
Ah,
can go on water, right?
yeah.
Easily.
This one I
Oh.
wanted to ask you, especially because you are our Howde pro here, or Howde
Yeah,
main,
sure.
let's say it that way. You say it is favored for Howde?
In my opinion, it is because in H2, if you can, I mean, you should usually go to H3 if the Russian player doesn't, completely waste his army somewhere, because then your units are usually just better than the Russian ones. But you have to, you have to make it in a certain time, otherwise you're just going to get outscaled. And then again, if you're up against the Russian mass, you do have the problem that Horde Noshone does not has the kind of masses in H3 that other civs have.
Yeah.
It just takes them some time, but the units are absolutely great. And if they get to H3 comfortably, then I think the Russian player is usually in a tight spot.
Yeah, that's also the always the point, right? Howden Oshoni, great units, but maybe not the best eco compared to the Russians. But at the start, it should be all right because of 5 settlers,
Yeah.
because of the dock. Actually, he doesn't train any boats. Okay, now the dock. Yeah,
It takes that long, yeah. After the nerf,
it
it's a
got
bit
nerfed, so it yeah was built recently.
it's a bit sad, to be honest. And
um,
he's actually still gathering wood, although he's got the 3 ships in queue and built. So I think he's trying to go for a 4th one. I don't know if he got the treasure, right? The wood treasure that we're fighting about over earlier.
Frontline got the wood treasure. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he's going to go for a 4th boat. But I might be a bit greedy though, because that does mean he's not gathering food with all these builds for quite some time.
Yeah, I think he just goes, yeah, maybe for boats
He's going
here.
for 20 settlers.
Hmm.
I'm getting flashbacks to the last Tottenham game that I
Wow,
played.
and look at the deck. There are really many upgrades, I would say. Not so many troops, actually. So
Interesting.
I'm quite interested to see how this plays out for Frontline.
Oh yeah,
Especially on this
please.
map. You wouldn't expect so less troop shipments here.
Absolutely not, in my opinion as well. Also, he has quite a lot of siege in there. What does he think about doing here? That's interesting. A lot of
Yeah,
siege upgrades as well, and that is
we
what fascinates me here.
we will see
And
it. On the other
yeah,
side, Lukas already researched the hunting dogs, and now he looks to age up with 40 settlers, 14 settlers. Pretty standard deck. We have also the Royal Mint and the refrigeration in H3, so he has all the upgrades he needs. And I am quite interested to see who takes the initiative here. Who
I'm
builds
pretty
the
sure it's
front base?
Frontline
Yeah,
because he
probably.
is actually. Oh, and look at that! Lucas is already there and just looking for that Travoy going forward and just slowing it down. And that, guys, is an excellent way not to, well, deal with Hodon but to just slow down the initial push or the initial grab of the map. And that is just rather strong, in my opinion, because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I
Off the
might
hands.
lag a bit behind in time because I'm at 3:25 right now.
3:25. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just wait for you because I'm definitely a bit ahead then.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope this will fix that in the next game then.
Worst scenario, I'm just watching your stream. That's all right as well.
We have the messenger age-up, so the fast age-up, 4 boats are out, so 20 settlers compared to 14 settlers. So as I said, Frontline in the early game ahead in eco, but we all know it, the Russians scale better in time. So we will see what Frontline is gonna do here with with his Travoy. He is going forward, okay. Ah, yeah.
Now you know what I was talking about beforehand. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It was a bit of a
maybe
a fortune teller right there.
Maybe you managed it to look in the stream.
Yeah.
So
just tell me what time are you at right now, so I can compare how much ahead you are in reality from the stream.
I am at 4:20 right now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, then it's just 3 seconds. Yeah, I'll just watch in the stream then. That is fine.
Okay. Nice. Lukas actually also building a front base, and hey, we have a front base battle already. I love to see it.
But I think in this matchup you have to do it, especially on this map.
Yeah.
No matter what you're playing, because the point is, if the other player takes the map with at least one fronters and you don't, then you hand over all the resources that you need, right? Because as you said, there's not a lot of stuff around. You have to go outside the base to get something, and that would be just disastrous, right? Oh, look at that. And he's going to go for a huge Hodon scouting party push.
Oh, yeah.
500 food being invested. He's got a lot of wood on the side. So he actually went for Steven's rush version. Don't tell Steven that.
Oh, what? 600 wood as a
first
shipment, and now only pumping out units with all villagers on food. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Impressive.
So he goes extremely aggressive. Look at that. He's not even training any villagers. He's not training villagers. Just okay. Now he is. But there was a lot of idle time actually. Yeah, and Lukas, if he is not careful, loses a settler. No.
Yeah, he is careful. It's Lukas in the end, right? Really interesting to see this approach in that kind of. Oh god, Steven is gonna be so annoyed right now. But let's not talk about him too much.
Yeah, Lukas has to look now what to do, because this blockhouse is already halfway down, and he's kiting with the muskets. That's nice, but he's also not training any villages. So really aggressive gameplay from both here.
No. Wonderful to see it, actually.
Nope. I hate when villages do not get produced.
No, I know, in the sense of wonderful to see that this happens even at that kind of elo. But of course, it's not the standard. Okay. Let's be honest about that.
Oh, and look at that. Now Frontline also setting the 4 Kenya horsemen, and already has put down a stable in the back. So he's on top training some Kenyas, and this will be a huge pop of Kenyas. 4 from the home city, and now maybe another 4 from the stable, and this might be a really disastrous timing.
And he even prevents him from building the second blockhouse, and that was important in my opinion, because now he has a lot of cavalry to counter the Strelitz that are about to pop in, and he also denies that second warhead. Oh, that cav is just going to be so good. Right,
yeah, but there are another 5 muskets from Lukas popped here, and I think they will save the day here. Cossacks also blocking in the front line against Frontline, and Frontline has to retreat here.
Yeah, and also his cavalry is not coming in. I think he just, forgot it in his base. Is that true? Because he built an extra. He sent through 4, and he should have built 4 again.
Yeah, he has 4 on the field, but maybe he left them at home.
Yeah,
that could be true.
Oh, damn, that's not good. Because if he had them in the fight, right, he would have been able to clean the entire thing, in my opinion, or at least to fight it and not just die to it.
Yep. That's completely right. Oh, he loses his Explorer now. This is also really huge actually for the Haudenosaunee. And Blockhouse going down, and look at that. We have 15 villagers compared to 24. So Lukas really in a tough spot villager-wise, but he has the military lead. He cleans another 4 or 3 Kenya horsemen, and now he has to do something with his military, of course.
Yeah, true. Now he has to be aggressive here because otherwise he just lost another villager. He's lost 2 in total already, right? He's not producing. I mean, Frontline isn't either.
This blockhouse has 10 HP left and the villager got killed. Ah, the pain, the pain.
But I think one is already going forward. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel that. Yeah, that has got to hurt.
Yeah, I think both players sent already every military shipment through, because Lukas now with the 4 Cossacks, there is his timing. He's going in with the Cossacks. Only 5 Tomahawks as a defense here, but they can be sniped by the Strelets on the other side. So this might be really the fight Lukas needs. Oh, another 4 Cossacks! Wow, okay.
That's important right now, and that's going to change the entire dynamic here again, because I think beforehand, especially with the blockhouse, he might have been able to somewhat fight, but there now, nothing. No.
Wow, look at that. There's no defense at all from Frontline. Wow.
Can we look at his from his perspective? If there's any military coming in, yeah, no, that's not good.
Yeah, he's training some Tomahawks, but he is all his unit shipments already, wasted. I don't want to say wasted, but he used it. Yeah,
he used it up, and that's going to be hard to fight against. Yeah, and look at the points already. And you guys all know it. If Russia is on par point-wise with you, then it's not going your way.
Yeah. So, despite we have a huge villager lead from Frontline, it will be really, really hard to stop this tempo now from Lukas, because when the warhead go down, he needs another warhead. So this needs time to be built, cost another 250 wood, and Lukas can just push through probably here.
And the problem is he just invested even more resources into reinforcements, and I'm not too sure if they just died because that Strelets can easily just hit and run them, or any other direction, just chase them, or if the blockhouse actually went down too early. But still, that's just a absolutely terrible spot for Frontline, even though he still should have the eco lead, right?
Yeah, he's losing some villages now because Lukas now standing in his base and killing the last few Tomahawks which are alive. Another warhead already up, but I don't know if it will be enough.
Harsh. The good thing for Frontline is at least he has some resources that he can quickly, gather and get back into the TC again. But still, once the Russian Mars is on the UTC, it might be difficult to get them back out again.
Yep, exactly. So Lukas standing. Lukas has to retreat here, as it looks, because of the warhead and the TC fire. Of course, that's pretty huge. And Frontline, he's still alive. Not looking too good for him, because Lukas, I think, now catches up in economy. Yep, he definitely catched up. Look at that. Villagers are now nearly the same. And now it looks really good for Lukas.
Yeah. Oh, is he running into the reinforcements with his cavalry, though?
Nope.
No, he just passed.
What is this formation?
Oh god, he's in trample mode. That happens if you're too nervous and click. Oh, not too nervous, but if you just click too fast and then you just hit the wrong hotkey for that one.
Yeah, but they are actually at normal speed.
What? Weird.
Yeah, probably something like that. I don't know.
Let's not think about it too much.
But yeah, he definitely can idle Lukas here and maybe kill 1 or 2 villages, because we have 5 muskets, but they don't do a lot of damage at range. Yeah.
At the same time, Frontline space is being pushed again. So I think even if he kills a few villages, that's just hard in this position right now. And he's not able to get military out there. Has to micro both positions at the same time.
Yeah. It is now a struggle for Frontline to survive here in his base, because, he definitely kills all the muskets really well with the warhead and the town center, no question.
Yeah.
But, it's still pretty wacky for him.
Weird stuff right there. Because it's just, No, weird stuff is the wrong word here. I think it's just he's in such a bad spot right now, and Lukas is now able to just fully take control of the map, get all the resources that he wants, gets his perfect scaling with Russian population and so on and so forth. So that's just. Although he gets to actually kill the army in his base, front line.
Yep.
So that's not too bad.
So is this the comeback from Frontline?
Look at the score though. I'm not too sure. Because once they're still has army behind that, it's just going to regather, and he now has a blockhouse and the stable up. So
a second blockhouse also going up here, probably just to secure his position. And let's look at the hunts real quick. Lukas has 21 on food. They are all on berries already, so not the best gather rate, but I mean he could potentially gather the deer in the west, but this is of course dangerous, so I can kind of understand his decision here. On the other side, Frontline probably not really in a better spot. Yeah, he's also on berries, so definitely tough on this map. Really, really tough.
And that's exactly what we talked about at the start, right? That this map, the resources are just so scarce that you sometimes are just lost to find them. By the way, Squad Manager in the chat actually kind of explained what the idea behind that is. If you look at the formation, it's defend mode, right? It doesn't change any stats. It doesn't change the speed, just the formation.
Yeah.
And the idea about that is that now, if you attack a villager, you can actually just right-click behind it, and they're all gonna stand around the villager, and when they hit, they're just gonna kill it instantly without just one cavalry attacking first and the others then trying to swarm him.
Oh, you know I mean? Maybe I should try that the next time by myself. This seems pretty smart. Wow.
Thanks for clearing it up in the chat, by the way. Yeah, I've also never thought about that beforehand, but now that I know, I might be a dick and use it the next time that I play.
So yeah, we have a pause here right now, so I don't know what's going on, but guys, this is of course a live game, so this can happen. Now, game continues. I think I'm running a bit slow here, so this might explain also our time difference. I don't know why, maybe because of the stream, I don't know, but I think I can't do much here.
No, it's all right. If I know that I'm basically just on top of you with which is watching the stream, so I'm fine with the commentate and so on. But now he gets absolutely slaughtered. Look at that front line running into the cavalry and no chance of doing anything there now. It's just a lost cause almost, I want to say. Even if he gets those 10 HP on his vital infantry units, but I don't know. I really don't know.
This is just a pretty huge mess of Cossacks and muskets here. Muskas, classic combination. And this just will overwhelm Frontline, I think. He just don't has the mass to challenge it. 8 Tomahawks, 2 Canyons, the same unit types, but maybe a bit outnumbered, let's say it that way.
Yeah, and let's be honest, for their population cost, those Cossacks they trade so well for that one population cost, especially in H2. Even if Boyars is a bit weaker now, that is just an insanely good unit.
Yeah, Boyars not even on the units right now. But I mean, who cares? He has mostly musketeers, so they are not really affected from this upgrade. And now he's just pushing in with his complete army, and I don't think Frontline can hold that.
Yeah, with reinforcers, he can just right-click the base. If he just, puts more units behind that, that's going to be fine, in my opinion. Just looking for villagers, trying to chase everything in Frontline has into the TC, so he can make a snack out of it. Damn, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we look at that mass. I mean, if you toggle the fog of war here, we're going to see there's not too much left behind it. Although I'm actually quite amazed that he got to remass so hard with that.
Yeah, I don't know where all these tomahawks now coming from, but. Wow, Frontline still holding it. Actually has put up a second dock on the other side.
That's strong.
That's definitely smart, no question. But it's still Russia. When Russia is 2k score ahead already, he has the better eco for sure. Yeah, same villagers. So, but with steel traps, of course, and cost-efficient army. still is really tough for Frontline here. And actually, I think I'm running a bit faster now. The reason was the screen overlay. I still had it on, and this
that makes sense.
my PC couldn't handle that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hodenoshonic. Oh no, you can't lose him again like that. He's
Yeah.
such a vital unit right in this fight because you can put so much damage on those weak Russian units already with that crack shot.
I mean, 100 XP not that important in this situation because 15 minutes H2, there's not much left to send. But of course, you're completely right. It always hurts to lose this Explorer, especially with the Howde.
Yeah, if you take 100 XP for free, I'm just gonna take that every day of every time of the day. That's just a strong thing, even if you don't need the shipments anymore. And now I don't know why he's so not really wanting to commit here, but I think he knows that his army is by now just stronger.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tournament, so Lukas don't want to go any risk here and just play it safely. And why? Why should he play more aggressive? He has the better scaling, so this makes perfect sense, actually. And now, just sieged the market, pushing in even further now.
Yeah, now he's just pushing him back and back and back.
Yeah, I mean, the Hodenoshoni unit's definitely not bad. 188 HP because of the Warhead Warrior hit points, which just came in. But
and also the other upgrade cards, so those guys are just buffed as hell right now.
Yep, but no Explorer here, so not the full potential. And let's see if he can hold that with all this fire from the TC and so on.
Yeah, he's actually taking a lot of damage, Lukas, right here, in my opinion. I mean...
Yeah, but he's also slaughtering wills. Wills are tanking. Oh, no great codes on the wills. That's a bit sad.
Yeah, no resources probably for it, but still, yeah, that would have been quite beneficial to him here. And now everything kind of being split apart. The army out of the TC range.
And Lukas not even losing the fight and killing lots of villagers.
Yeah. That is, disaster. 42 villages, and there we go. Right. Frontline resigns at that point.
Frontline. So Lukas goes in the lead 1-0. I will update the score real quick. And yeah, there is a demand to hide the timeline. I think I can do that with the mod. We have it.
Yeah. The problem, just so you guys know, for us, if we play team games with that thing, then we often have bugs. That's the problem, right? With the spectator mod.
You have to know if I have this mod activated to hide the timeline. In team games, there is a black square right in the middle of my screen, and it won't go away. It is completely annoying, so I then normally have the mod deactivated. But for now, we can use it, of course.
Yes.
Oh, and there's a demand from Simlo. Can you custom colors, please? Yeah, I remember you asked that last time already. So before the second game starts, we can look at that real quick. Here we have the colors. I think you mean that because I changed my blue. I have it, a bit lighter, I would say, than the normal. And these are my
Is that Bavarian blue, by the way? Did you just change it to Bavarian blue?
Maybe.
No. The Austrian fella is not going to judge you there. Well, okay, just a little bit, right? Just. All right. The next game is up already, by the way.
Oh, nice! So we can immediately jump in the action again.
Oh, and I love this. This is going to be a nice series for me because I love to play natives, and there is at least one native faction in this. One native faction in this next matchup.
Okay, I update the score right now. Before we jump into the second one.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen, you are here. By the way, Stephen, it's your build order that just lost here. Just to repeat that fact, Frontline was actually going with 600 wood first. So, just wanted to point that out. Oh, Momo here as well. All right, some guys from the German community always great to see you here as well.
Okay, I think now, yeah. So now it looks well.
That's also an option, right?
I have closest region. This is of course a mistake. So now we have the game, Frontline's game, and on Central Plains we have Lakota against the Ottomans. Okay.
Wow. That
Wow.
is going to be interesting because that's a matchup. Well,
yeah. Let's start immediately, right?
Absolutely, yes, please.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so guys. Yeah, please.
I mean,
start.
as an old, I mean, my beginning days with Age of Empires Definitive Edition are that was quite some time ago, right? But I started playing Lakota at the time, and every time that I see them in this tournament now, I'm just thinking of how far have we come, and not in a good way, because Lakota certainly has been the target of a few hard nerves throughout the last patches, and also hard changes. And I'm quite fascinated by the fact that we see it quite often still in this tournament so far.
Yeah, you're completely right. I'm also quite fascinated of this because, yeah, in my opinion, it is clearly the worst Civ right now, and I love to see it. I love to see that it get played, and I also think you need a lot of skill to play it, because yeah, if you make one mistake, it's it seems to be over, because eco is just pretty bad actually. You have to raid a lot, you have to use good timing. So let's see if Lukas can manage it. On the other side, we have Frontline with the Ottomans, another Civ, which we see quite often actually in this tournament, because it is pretty strong, let's be honest. Especially the Delhis right now with the strong Hussar. It got changed, let's say it. Yeah.
Can I just mention something? I mean, Jokan is already saying it in the chat, and he's absolutely right, and I agree with that, because how many times have I seen Ottoman on a map with a lot of TPs, and how many of those times have we seen a Silk Road start? And it's not the first card here, but you see those crates that are still on the ground, so we know what's going to happen. That's going to be 100 extra wood and 25 extra food in a few seconds, I'd say.
Yeah, Frontline playing this absolutely great, in my opinion. He's actually sending in the capitalism instead of the 3 settlers, so he don't have to build a house. This is completely well thought from Frontline. I love that, because now he has all his 5 crates on the floor, which can be, of course, upgraded then with the Silk Road. So, and with the 3 settlers, he would have to build a house. That would be a disaster, of course. We don't want that. So, just sending in capitalism is so smart. This is really, really smart.
Talking about smart, I'm not too sure what I think about the fact that Lukas is already herding in another herd, and he actually used the 3 vills that he just sent in to, they walked all the way out to this new herd, and I'm not too much of a fan, because that's quite a lot of idle time right there with the Civ that is a bit sensitive to that food, but he actually manages very well, so I'm going to shut up now and be ashamed of myself.
Let's see how Lukas will play that, because Lakota, as we mentioned, not the best Civ right now, and his deck is just called aggro, and that I love a lot. Look at this, he has 3 X-Riders and 3 X-Riders and 5 Club Warriors in his deck. So all the shipments. I don't know about that, but I hope Lukas knows what he is doing here.
Oh, he certainly does, because the last time that I saw Lukas play was actually against Dreezy, where he played Lakota versus Ports after the patch. So with 5 clubs and 3 X-Riders, and he was not aware of the patch notes, I think, when he played that, and he was quite, let's say, unhappy about it, and Reese agreed with the fact that Lakota got nerfed to shit here. But I'm pretty sure he's playing it with a plan.
I hope so, and I'm convinced. Der den Sock berührt, maybe trying to build a TP. Completely on the other side of the map. I mean, this guy is speedy, so no problem here.
Can we just try to translate that, Toby? Der den Sack berührt.
Good question.
It basically translates to a very skilled warrior, and that's quite the beautiful translation, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh man, Lukas now almost up. What's he going up with actually? The chief, of course. So 400 wood on the ground makes sense. Frontline, second TP, all right.
Yeah, let's look on Frontline here. He has sent the Silk Road now, and he's gathering all the crates, of course. Wow, 102 XP every pass here, because Silk Road not only boosting the crates, but also boosting the trade route. And now I'm pretty interested to see what Frontline's plan is here. So, because I'm actually not familiar at all with this matchup, I only know that Rifle Riders completely destroy the Ottomans, but this is the only thing I know.
As far as I know, and that is what makes the one time that I saw this matchup in the league quite interesting. As far as I know, it's actually quite good for Lakota, because, as you said, Rifle Rider beats a lot of their composition, beats their entire Maskfolk, and their Musketeers are not too good, and Maskfolk, not just Maskfolk, but also Maskers, and their Mask are not too good against cavalry in melee. So I think here we still have a favorite, or at least on par with those two civs.
Yep. I think. I mean, Ottoman, of course, clearly the overall better Civ, but especially in this matchup, it could be really close. And actually, Frontline training a spy.
What? Is he trying to actively kill the
guy who berührt the sock? So this makes a lot of sense, actually. But you have to think about that also. It's not not that normal. And wow, Lukas sending in the shipment. 5 club warrior. I don't know.
Just call it a shipment, and that's fine.
Yeah, the shipment. Oh my god, you're genius. That's beautiful.
Sometimes I've got those good ideas.
Oh no, he cancels the shipment and now sending in 700 coin. Maybe his plan was now the other than Sock berührt is down. Wow, so the spies paid off.
Actually managed to do that.
Maybe his plan was to FF, but he wasn't sure if there comes some delis, so maybe it was for that. And now just doing the FF here.
I also feel like he just wanted to make a judgment call and saw nothing on the way, so. But there is a betch coming in the middle. I can't see what it is. If you just might take a look. A blue betch running towards the middle. That looks like something.
Oh, ASAPs! We don't see this unit a lot, but I like it. And we have the trade card here researched. Trade route play. Love to see it, man.
We also have got Ace, who raided us with 74 people. So thanks, Ace, for the raid. Appreciate it a lot. And guys, hello and welcome here to the second Legacy Hidden Cup Legacy Edition hosted by Ezard, basically. And I'm MFD. Felter Toby is already quite known in the community. And we are happy to bring you today Lukas versus Frontline in the second round of qualifiers, the best of 5. And this is already the second game.
Exactly, yeah. ASAP's moving out, probably tries to just siege the TP here, because he can't do any damage in Lukas' base right now.
True.
So, I mean, the siege is not that bad with 80 siege. Of course, not that good as a pikeman, but he has other qualities, so that's fine. And now sending in the 700 coin. Remember, all the crates are buffed from the Silk Road, so I liked... Oh my god, MFD, what do you think about? But I personally like this build order from Frontline a lot, because he has a really, really good eco here with Silk Road and 4 TPs and Stagecoach, already researching the steel traps, and he has ASAPs on the field, because this is the units he really needs against the Lakota. So this is so genius played from Frontline, in my opinion.
I don't know if I'm a fan of the ASAPs, because what we don't know yet is how good they fare against Musket Riders. And the problem is Musket Riders actively counter them as well. So that's a counter fight. And we will have to... The question is if the extra damage... Yeah, no, it's going to be a weird fight if he goes for Musket Riders, in my opinion.
Yep, definitely. But the first shipment in H3 is the 9 Vakinas,
Nice.
and he trained
Makes sense.
3 X-Riders already, so he's moving out, maybe trying to raid or even challenging the ASAPs here. Nope, just rescuing his explorer.
Yeah. He who touches the ball sack. Wonderful, wonderful name.
Yep, another shipment already free for Lukas. And now here we have them, the ASAPs. They seem, in range they do damage against Dragoons, and in melee they do damage against melee, right?
Yeah, that's basically how they work. And quite a good modifier. And the most important part they play is anti-goon unit, I'd say. But it's just a bit weird because I haven't seen a game where they were really well implemented so far. We have seen them in Optimus versus Kai'Sa, I think, which was quite an impressive game right on this map. But still, we'll have to see how they can fight against the Musket Riders, I think. But there are no Musket Riders on the field so far, so let's see how they fight against the games. I believe not well.
Not the best unit to fight against Akinos, probably. I'm not sure, but it seems like it. And Frontline in H3 also right now, so let's see what he decides to send. Oh, 2 Falcon, that's definitely a good shipment here, because this perfectly completes his army composition with the ASAPs and the...
It actually does, right? It feels kind of weird that it's... but yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Yep.
It actually fights against Goon. What I love about this fight, or a bit about this chase that is going on here, is that Lukas is just actively implementing this bonus area, the bonus aura, right, from the chief, giving his units enough speed to actively chase those units. I love that plan.
Yep. Actually, ASAPs have more speed, for 4.5. That's important.
Oh, so he's just getting caught on purpose. Okay. Oh, Minutemen coming out though.
Yep, they try to go in melee here. I don't know how good that works. I mean, he can slow them down, but the Falks will never be fast enough. But the longer the game goes, the better for Frontline, because he has five TPs with the Silk Road also. So Lukas has to do something here, and he's going in. So now let's see how the ASAPs will perform.
I don't think that works. I don't think what he does here is working. Oh, look at that. I'm taking that back.
The ASAPs are completely shit.
Yes, they are. Oh, God. Taken to hell and back easily. And that's the big problem in this fight. The biggest problem, in my opinion, is that their HP is just so terrible. So they can't even fight against the unit they are supposed to double counter. They can't even fight against those damn goons, Musket Riders.
I don't know if they were upgraded on Veterancy, to be honest. I don't know about that. I didn't check it.
I'm pretty sure that I didn't check.
Here we see it. Sorry. Yeah, it is Veteran ASAP. So this unit was already upgraded. It still was completely shit. HP. So Frontline actually is still in a really good position because of the TPs, of course. Yeah. But he has a problem with the army right now, because he has no army on the field.
And now Lakota is going to really take him to task. Oh, God. Yeah, and he's already putting pressure on the economy. That's good, but we have to admit that there's a huge economy behind this. So if Frontline is just able to stay in the game without Lakota taking over the trade line so easily, and that's not too easy with Skirm Goon combination, right? Mm-hmm. He might actually still be in a decent spot.
Yeah, he has.
But ASAP are just not the unity he has to work with, I think.
He has 7 Rifle Riders. He trained some Rifle Riders. I think, in this matchup, Rifle Riders are just, godlike, let's say it that way. And he has 1 TP now for himself, but has to retreat. But he is a 2k score ahead, and this with a Lakota. Lakota underscores, so not looking too bad for Lukas either.
Absolutely, and now he's sending in the 5. I think it's the 5 X-Rider shipment that's coming in right now.
Yep.
So he's just trying to go for that 3-part combination, which I definitely like a lot with the Lakota.
Mm-hmm. He has to upgrade the units because right now it are just standard X-Riders. I don't know if we will see that, but yeah, trading post gets sieged. Frontline trying to make some damage with the Abyss, but yeah, I think Makinos and Abyss just in this mess probably evening out.
I think that's just going to be a hard trade right now if he wants to stay and just fight this. He has to go back and forth, right? And if those Makinos just catch up with the skirms, they can. Yeah, we see it now. They just chase him back into the base, basically.
No. And yeah, the second trading post goes down. So Lukas playing this slowly but surely here, probably trying to take the second trading post. Yeah, not right now.
He's just showcasing a lot of confidence here, not just in his Civ pick, but also in the matchup and his skills with the Civ, in my opinion, because he plays this like he knows what he's doing and he knows what is going to happen right here. And I feel like this is quite the smart pick on this map because Ottoman was picked here, I think, extremely often in comparison to other Civs.
Yep, it might be a counter pick here. You have to remember, guys, this is always blind pick, so the players don't know what the other one picks. But I think Lukas just predicted him here. And all the TPs going down, not looking bad for Lukas. Wow, with the Lakota.
Absolutely, yeah. Really well played. And yeah, it's just, I mean, even if they have bad shipments in H2, just go to H3 and play it from there on, right?
Yep.
That's apparently how to do it.
I mean, in H3 we have also the 8 villagers, which is, of course, a pretty good shipment. And I think Lukas now prepares for the big fight because he's sending the 3 to color, so sending back-to-back military shipments.
But there's a fight happening, or not really a fight. I think he just wants to prevent Lukas from getting that TP up.
Yep.
And Lukas, on the other hand, wants to thin out that skirm mass. Rather a good idea here.
Just hiding with the Abyss and the Makinas. Love to see it.
Nice.
And Frontline actually has a lot of resources in his bank. He's a bit housed here, but when he takes a fight right now, it would be really bad because all his resources are not invested in army, but just sitting in the bank. And so he has to be super careful what he's doing here, because now he goes on the offensive side, sieging Lukas TP right now. But this could be a disaster here. Lukas decides to go in with his whole cavalry mass, and there are 2 colors, elite X-Riders, and of course the big damage dealers from behind. And let's see if the ASAPs can...
No, I don't think they can. Okay. Whatever you wanted to say, I don't think they can. Look at that.
Just getting slaughtered again. Wow. Oh, is this unit just so bad, or is it Lakota that counters Ottoman so good here?
I think that's both, but to be honest, I mean, Yuki is already saying in the chat that it's just a dog shit unit. Just, paraphrasing here, but...
I mean, to be honest, you wouldn't also build veteran pikes as, let's say Germany. So I don't know, it is the same cost as a pike, so you shouldn't expect too much from him, from the unit, but still a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I also feel, what do you think if he had gone with Jans instead of the ASAPs right here? Do you think that would have been beneficial for this composition? Because probably. At least they have some kind of staying power, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the approach from Frontline to try something new with the ASAPs here. But it just seems to not really work out for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now he is training some Janissaries also.
He just realized even normal Janissaries are probably better at this point now. I also think he just needed bow riders at this point.
He's in H3. Why not training bow riders? They got buffed last patch, so actually a really decent unit. Not really worse than a Dragoon, especially in large fights. They are better than Dragoons, and I would like to see it, but Frontline not going for that right now.
Yeah. And now the huge problem that he has, just this entire investment, the extra card for Silk Road and whatnot, just always goes to waste, basically, because he doesn't have the control of the full trading line. Yep. And that is just hard to see and hard to watch.
Lukas just contesting the trading line really well. Now also the bottom TP going down. We have Great Hunter. I mean, it is 1000 food and a bit of villager buff,
Yeah,
so it's
but
not
but
too bad in this situation.
you know what's going to happen with that 1,000 food, right? I'm smelling a big button in my opinion, because that if you're on H3, then that is what you try to get it with it, in my opinion.
Course, you're completely right. The big button from the Lakota. You see it here. Whoa, I thought always it is 1,500 wood. It is
They increase the
2,000?
cost. They increase the cost.
Okay.
So basically, you don't want to call that before 15 minutes, in my opinion, anymore.
Yeah, let's see what it gives. 5 to color soldiers, but yeah, this might be.
Against
you
this
could
matchup is
do
actually
it.
quite good.
Yeah, you could do it.
I find it interesting how Lukas, I think, at several points had the chance to actually end this game already, but I think he's just really trying, to slowly, always getting damage and always taking good fights, and slowly but surely taking over the map again, and therefore putting Frontline back and back, step for step.
Yeah, the only thing he has to do is securing the trading line. So he's just sieging one after another and building them by himself, and this is all he needs to do. Then he can wait and chill. And I like this playstyle from Lukas here, this approach.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, he's just trying to thin out the horde here. Just one skirmisher going after the other for Frontline, and just the only problem, or the only advantage that the skirms from Ottoman have here is just the damage and the range, in my opinion. And even that, with the extra speed on those skirms for Lakota, it's just a bit hard to trade effectively if you don't have a better mass.
I personally think they trade pretty even here, but maybe it's just better for Lukas because he has the better economy at this point. 37 villages to compare to 27, so he can do this all day while Frontline really has to do something, and he is sieging the trade post again. Oh, a lot of TP action here. I love to see that.
Yeah, but you look at that. I mean, the skirms alone are losing the skirm war here, and you know that the skirm is the unit in this composition that trades well. Everything else is going to be rather difficult here, and now we're probably going to see the last slaughter in this entire game.
Probably because the rifle riders just dealing damage. The rifle riders don't go down. They have the tank in front, so they just baller and just laundering everything.
Just damage everywhere, and I mean, not a lot of the Lakota horde is lost actually. Now it's just, this should be GG right at this point. I mean, it has been for the last 5 minutes probably, but I'd say with that score difference, it's quite official now, and Frontline sees it the same way as I do. So
let's look at the post game. We have actually better eco for Frontline here. We see all the free resources. Is this the trading line, or does the trading line count for all resources? I'm not sure. Probably in all resources. Or in 3 resources.
I think 3 resources makes more sense here, because I do believe that he had... well, it depends.
I don't know, but look at just this kill-death ratio from Lukas. 176 compared to 57, and this is of course disastrous. And actually Frontline the complete game ahead from resource, of course, because of the trading line, but just one bad trade after another. It's so hard to trade well with Ottomans against the Lakota, and Lukas played it really well with this eco FF, I would say, and then just bringing out these rifle riders, the Sokinas. Really, really well played, and a victory for Lakota here.
Actually glad to see it. Glad to see that Civ still has its good fights. But on the other side, it felt bad to watch it from the side of Frontline, actually, because, I mean, good. AZEBs are apparently just not the way to go. Probably. Absolutely not the way to go here.
Every time I see them play, they just get slaughtered in every fight. I don't know.
I just prefer Cav Archer here, just for the usage, but also for the fact that if, stuff goes south, you can actually still ride away.
Yep, that's a big advantage. I also think Cav Archer actually a decent unit.
Yeah, in my opinion at least. And because I talked about that matchup, we had that in the German League as well with actually Brown Sound, and Brown Sound is a wonderfully skilled player also, especially with native civs. playing against Steppenwolf, who played in this tournament so far as well. And we had the same matchup, but actually it went for Ottoman. So Brownson was defeated here, which, again, that is where I know the matchup from. Is quite impressive if you saw what we just saw, right?
Yep. Completely well played from Lukas here. And I think I might restart my game because, I don't know, I think I was pretty slow again. Or what was your, did you have the same speed?
I watched, when I said, oh yeah, there's the second TP out, you were 1 minute behind me, so I just stopped and watched your game.
So I tried to restart my game right now, and let's hope it gets better.
Yeah. In the meantime, the second game or the third game is actually already up.
Oh,
and I can already tell you guys, I'm not telling you the matchup now, but it is going to be a fun one again. And one that we have seen, I think, on this map. Next map, just so you guys know, is actually Pampa Sienas.
Oof. What, another no TP map? So the first and the third map, both no TP maps. Wow.
Yeah, as far as I know, the map pool consists of 15 maps, and 5 of those are TP maps, 5 of those are water maps, and 5 of those are explicitly non-TP maps, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look that up.
Which is insane, right? Because we have in ranked, every single map has TPs, and there are much more maps with TPs than without. So, wow, okay.
In my opinion, I love it. To be honest, I really love it because I know that a lot of civs are just heavily TP dependent, of course, but that also means we get to see some of those less TP dependent civs, and we get to see some different strategies, and that is just something that I can only appreciate through and through.
Yeah, I have a little bit of another opinion here, because I think we have just the same matchups over and over again on this no TP maps. So it is of course important to have these maps, but maybe not that much. But this is of course only my opinion. Everyone can have another look at that. But yeah, just let's jump in the game.
Absolutely. So, and tell me when you see the matchup.
Yep, this matchup we've seen in Grand Checo, or we casted it on Grand Checo, and True. This is a classic matchup on a no TP map, as I as I said already.
No.
And yeah, let's jump in, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, then 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, fellows, so this is the third game of the series between Lukas and Frontline. And yeah, this is match point for Lukas. He's winning the first 2 games, and now Frontline is really... Yeah, he has to make something happen here.
He has his back up against the wall right there, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Because this is the second qualifier, this is already his second chance. If he... if he loses here, he is completely out of the tournament.
Absolutely.
So now he has to give his best with the Dutch. India is banned, to remember you guys.
And of course, Aztec on the other side, because I think... No, I just want to say we saw Aztec here before. No, we didn't. I'm sorry. But what I like about the Civ choice here, both Civs obviously have 2 exploring units. That means they've got that extra... How do you call this? Herding power? I don't think so, but you know what I mean.
Scouting power. Let's call it scouting power.
Yes.
And I'm interested to see who wins actually the scouting war here in the West.
Llama War.
The Llama War, yeah, completely right. Lukas actually starting with the Consulate, so going pretty greedy probably, I would say, because Market Start is gives more tempo in early game, but you can with the Consulate bring your shrines faster out because of the lower cost.
In the chat, somebody's asking why ban India. As far as I'm aware, Frontline is quite the profound India player, and I think they always want to take away the most or the best Civ, or the Civ they fear the most from their opponent. And I think that India is a solid pick from Lukas, if I'm not mistaken, that he made that pick. Just to answer the question in the chat.
Yeah, you would say Lukas ban Aztec.
No, other way around. So.
Yeah,
course.
it has
Yeah,
to be
sorry,
Lukas
it's
who
a
will
joke.
ban India, because why would he ever ban his mates?
Would be a fun decision, though.
So, Frontline here with the Dutch, I think he won the Llama War, because he has
Oh, yeah.
7 llamas. Wow, this is the decisive victory at this
7-1.
Yeah.
I remember the football again. What was it? Germany against Brazil, but let's not talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, good win. I do think that it's important for Dutch to win this, because of course they profit from that extra food by, I think he can go extra greedy here if he just gets that extra food in, and therefore can build banks a lot easier.
Yeah.
But also it's just so important to take all of those away from your enemy, because I mean, if Lukas just feeds that to his Age of Wonder, for example, or to Shrines, that's going to be a big buff again.
Yep. By the way, I love the confidence from Lukas here. He has just the Heavenly Kami as his only shipment in H1. So Frontline already knowing exactly what Lukas is up to. So I don't know. I would still at least put the 2 villages in to just confuse your opponent. But now I love the confidence from Lukas. Not gonna lie.
And that confidence is something we've seen in the last round as well, in my opinion, with the Civ pick, but also with the way he played it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're going to see from him throughout the tournament, if he, progresses through this round, of course.
Yeah. I also love this 3 samurais in his deck, because we see way too less samurais action. So
yeah.
I don't think we see it here, but I would love it. Oh, whoa, Frontline actually aging up with 16 villagers? What is that?
I do not like that, especially against Japan.
And especially he could have eaten all the llamas. Why would you age with 16 villagers? Have I missed something, or I don't know.
We will see, I'd say. But I'm also quite curious what is going to happen here. I mean, first bank is going up quite timely, actually. So he should have enough time to get his villager gold out. Yeah, I think. Yeah, bank going up as well. So he's in a good spot here. Luke is on the other side producing vills. Toshogo Shrine in the back. So he has everything he wants, actually.
Yep, Toshogo Shrine going out, and Frontline not being lazy with scouting, immediately scouts the Toshogo Shrine. I don't know. Do you know how I can differ between the Toshogo Shrine and the
yes
and the Torii
there's
gates?
Basically there's bricks. Basically, there's a brick ground, a brick street in the foundation of the Torii gate. So if you look at it, and it has something that looks like a street going through the entire middle of it. That's basically the foundation of the building, and that's only there if it's the Torii gate. And now, so if you know that, you know. Now you learn. By the way, Shake raiding us again with a group of 4. Hello, guys. Thanks, Shake, for stopping by. And let's see how this turns out. Lukas versus Frontline, and Lukas is already 2-0 ahead, so it's getting quite close for Frontline to get something done here.
Exactly. His 2 explorers already going on the left and on the right to just shrine the full map with the shrines. And Frontline, this HUB is really late, or?
I also dislike it, especially against Japan. I mean, he is pretty sure, I think, that Dutch he's safe from early aggression. But on the other hand, he should be aggressive with something, right?
Yep.
And that's what you need the tempo for. Yeah, for example.
I love them. Okay, so Frontline now sending in the 700 wood as a first shipment. This is, standard, because it is just the best choice, of course. And I'm interested to see how he decides to play it, because he is already scouting with Cornelius Fredericks, where all the shrines are. And on the left side, he could see it because of the formation of the animals.
Oh here. Yeah. That's kind of suspicious, right? Those guys are looking in the same direction, not moving at all.
Yep. Nice. We have actually a church going up. I don't know what he tries to do with this guy.
What does he have any? Probably the extra XP, but I don't know what else he's playing. I mean, he doesn't need that much food, so probably he just gathered it up because he can just slaughter his livestock. But
Yeah,
Let's see
probably
what we're going to
just for
get
the
from him out
XP.
of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
Um,
again training a spy. Exactly like in the last game. And I like this
Interesting
decision
approach.
because, of course, therefore is the church, by the way. He can
Yeah.
just slaughter all the Japan heroes, so Lucas can't build any more shrines. This is so
That makes
smart.
sense.
But we have to see if this really succeeds.
Yeah, it's quite the investment because I mean they are cheaper now, right? Is it 100 gold or 150? I'm not
I
too sure
think
right now.
125.
Ah, I see. Yeah, and I mean the fun fact is also that Japanese explorers, they can't both just disappear anymore because they have a shared cooldown now, right? So if you put pressure on one of them and then find the other with the spy, well, good night to him.
True. Yeah. Lucas just casual booming here. He is actually, he has put down barracks and now training some Yumi archers. His first batch was only one archer, so he lags a bit behind here also. But I think they will deal with the.
What was his first shipment, though? Tell me that, please.
Yeah, 600 wood was first, and now he's sending in the 4 villages.
4 villas, yeah.
And he has already, look at that, 120 shrine pops. So really on the economy side here.
Yeah. By the way, somebody, Erez AOA in chat saying that he wanted to see Ezzy from Lukas. Just have to disappoint you, man. If you haven't caught up on that fact, Ezzy is banned for this, not for this tournament, but for this series at least. So you're not going to see it from Lukas when he plays against Frontline. Yeah. Really sorry about that.
And here we have it, the spy.
And I told you so. Beautifully done, I think. I really like the idea. I'm not too sure if this thing is going to pay off, though.
I mean, I think that already has paid off because 125 coin is for Dutch not a huge investment. I mean, the spy is going down. Yeah. Okay, when it is going down, I don't know about it, but it is funny. And that is the most important thing.
Yeah. It's certainly a fun thing to watch. As you can hear, I'm smiling from one ear to another.
Another 4 villages, by the way, from Lukas. So he's really investing in his economy. And Frontline on the other side, also the bank wagon just coming in. So yeah, I mean, both ships love to boom. And the pikes, I think, just deleted one shrine and now on the search, on the hunt for the next one.
You know what my problem is, though, with this kind of setup from Frontline? I do feel like he needed a much smaller window to put out his banks, because where Dutch is ahead is basically this early H3, right, where they have this huge economic advantage, and Japan catches up at some point. Now I think Japan, with that huge shrine eco with 2 times 4 villages extra, is already quite close to catching up.
That's a really good point, MFD. Yeah, might be tough for Frontline. I mean, right now it is pretty even. No doubts about that one. But in the long term, this could hurt Frontline quite a lot because Lukas has, of course, more potential for scaling, and Frontline has to make something happen at some point in the next minutes.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
He's close to aging up right now, so has brought out some pikes and some skirms, which is really nice, so he could do some damage. I like that. And I mean, he has 4 banks, that's not the worst economy. So
not the worst economy, yeah, that's what, 40 villages probably with the 25 years?
Yep. Yumi archers actually are in the front right now, but yeah, there comes the big Mars. Only light infantry. This is so ballsy from Lukas. Look at that. He has 5 Ashigarus only on the field on the other side of this native TP. And if Frontline just does not age up and build 5 Hussars here, he would at this point maybe just win the game. But he is aging up, so all fine for Lukas.
Funny thing to see. That's as you say, ballsy, and I say confident here. Oh, he's getting 1 villager though. That is not too bad. I mean, of course, 4 banks up, but still, 1 villager is 1 villager in this situation.
Yup. Now Lukas also training some cavalry now.
Nagis. Those are going to be important right here.
Yep.
And now it's interesting to see what Frontline's going to do with that mass under his TC.
Yeah,
Because he's
Frontline.
only pikes. There's no stable or nothing, right? Can you
He's
turn off the
popping the
fog war for a
Minuteman right
second?
now, yeah? He's
Ooh.
popping the Minuteman. And now it gets really dicey because the Minuteman, of course, against the Light Inf, doing a great job. Villagers also tanking and dealing damage right now. Skirms popping out of the barracks. I think Frontline defending this really, really well. Pikes also in cover mode. Everything is perfect here. And this is a really, really cool defense here from Frontline.
Yeah. And especially what he's doing with this Minutemen. I've never seen that idea to fight skirms in melee with Minutemen, but not often. But the idea is right that you force them into melee, where they're just so much weaker.
Yeah.
And now the 8 skirms pop to finish the job. I love it. I love that defense.
This is exactly what Frontline needed. Now he has a really good chance to win this game. Now he can push. I mean, he has a lot of coin right now. No military shipment. I personally love the 6 Bosniaks with the Dutch, but this is not in the deck. Imagine instead of sending 5 Hussars, now sending in the 6 Bosniaks. But just not in the deck, so he has to take what he has.
We have seen that recently on the same map. I think the matchup was also the same, and it was Lionheart. And now help me, I think Lionheart versus Julian K. Julian, if you're still in chat, confirm that, please. Where they played the same, and the problem was that the Bosniaks did not come out, and then the point, of no return when Japan just gets better was far gone by the time that he could.
What do you mean the Bosniaks didn't come out?
He had Bosniaks in the deck, but he sent, I think, cavalry or any other unit, the Dutch player, and therefore there was a huge mass of cavalry and a mass of Yumi, but nothing against the cavalry. So if Bosniaks had come out, they could have trashed the entire army of Julian K at that moment.
I mean, this would be actually pretty huge. When this 5 Huss would be 6 Bosniaks, he could have done it. So he could just clean everything up probably. Yeah. But he's again in the defense mode here with the Cav trying to raid, but of course getting defended here from Lukas. But he is not losing anything, so that's fine. And he's actually sending in infantry combat quite early, so thinking about the long game here. Okay, what do you think about that?
I don't know if he can afford to not bolster his mass at this point, but if he thinks he's not going in, he's just sieging shrines, right? He doesn't want to take a huge engagement right now, so probably making sense on the long term, especially because Yumi are just that freaking good.
Yeah, and I mean, infantry combat is a pretty strong card. Not many civs have this, so it's probably completely fine here. Lukas on the other side in H3 now also, and upgrading his Yumi, going for the Japanese allies in the consulate, and sending some Yumis, so he's going for the Yumi mass. Frontline's going for the skirmisher mass, but in Skirm against Skirm, we have the Yumis just dominating probably because they have the higher DPS.
Yeah, which is interesting to see in these fights, because especially here, right, if he just goes for Cav and Yumi, then the problem is, if the other guy goes for Cav, then he just sends his cavalry in front and damages them with the Yumis. And if the other guy goes for anti-Cav, then Yumis fight them both. They fight the skirms, they fight the goons, they fight everything on the field from Dutch, which is quite interesting here. And we're going to see that in a second.
Yeah, we have another big batch of Yumis here coming out. So Lukas really going in for the Yumis, no anti-Cav whatsoever, sending again the 9 Yumi archers. So Lukas really going for the mass. He is going for the mass, and I love to see that, because this could be really tricky for Frontline, because he doesn't have much units on the field, and he is stacking resources because he is permanently housed. He needs more villagers on wood, of course.
And now we see what we were talking about earlier, right? That, I mean, that the economy is now pretty much caught up, in my opinion, because, of course, we have 27 villages for the Dutch player, but points are even after the entire army of Lukas basically got cleaned up on the TC.
So we see already this advantage Lukas had in the early game. We talked about that. He lost all his army, but just coming back even stronger because of his advantage, and now it is even. You said it, but I see 41 Yumis on the field, so this could be going to be funny here.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be fun for Frontline, to be honest. Oof. But let's see how this whole thing here is going to happen. I'm especially interested in when Frontline is actually deciding to take that fight. That is what I'm interested in. When he's going to choose to say, okay, now it's the time. And what units is he going to bring? Is it just going to be Skirm Goon, or is he going to have some extra cavalry here?
Yeah, and here's the answer. I know I'm a bit behind, so it's hard for you.
No, I'm just looking at it. I just wasn't sure if he wants to go in or just wants to snipe a few builds, but yeah.
Yep, he's doing both. But nice. Yeah, we have the Skirm Goon composition, and I mean the Reuters, of course, are important against the Nuggies, but maybe I mean the Skirms have the higher range, so I think they deal just fine at this point with the Yumis, because Frontline doing a great job at kiting, but as soon they are way off the bow or something, way off the bow is on, this will get tougher and tougher.
HP are rather good now for Frontline, though, because I think he's got 40 more HP, so 30%, which is quite okay. Quite strong here, but still the mass is just hard to contest that at this point, I think.
Yeah, and way off the bow now coming in, so it gives 2 extra range and 15% hit points, so this is exactly what the Yumi needs to compete with the Skirms here. Yeah. And now I think it will get really, really tough for Frontline, because all his units will just, not make a good trade against the Yumis. He needs Cuff. Here is some Hussars in training, and he is building another stable. This is important, so a huge Cuff switch could come in, and this is, exactly what he needs here.
Question: What natives do we have on this map? By the way, just wondering about the upgrades that you can get. I always forget.
Buttercup, the pet cougar.
Oh God, Tupi! Holy cow!
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. If Lukas allies with these guys, we could also have 10% damage on the archers on top. Yeah.
And I think extra damage against buildings or something like that. Some funny business, but I'm not too sure if that's just on a native archers or on all archers.
And we can have Buttercup, the pet cougar.
Ah, God. So I'm just getting that information out there. Let's see what they do with it. But yeah, now we just see this. He doesn't even need. There's no real anti-care. Oh, some Yabusame. Okay, good, something, but still.
Yeah, I mean, this could be, if Frontline making a huge Cav switch, this could be really, really good for him. I mean, right now he has 10 Hussars. In my opinion, he shouldn't engage here and wait for another double batch, and this is exactly what he is doing. Yeah, just retreating and making a huge Cav switch, and this could be the moment of truth.
Absolutely, yeah. When those guys come out, and the problem is, I don't know if he's going to get enough food to actually push 2 full batches of Huss out, because that's over 1,000 food, and he's only got 7 builds on it. Mm-hmm. So he might have to invest some coin there. And in the meantime, still the trade's going back and forth. But now, of course, Yumi absolutely being able to shoot back if they're getting shot at. So hard to fight this.
We see it now. Yumi dominating the Skirm bot, and. Yeah, Lukas again lacks a bit of anti-cav, so it is not all hope gone for Frontline. He can do it. Look at the cav mass. Oh yeah, he got a batch of 8 units out, and now it's go time. Now he can do it. Oh. I'm excited.
Are you excited? The problem is, I think that Lukas actually saw those guys coming in. I think they were a bit too close.
But still, we don't have that much of anti-cav. I mean, 9 pikes here and some Yabusame.
This is going to be an awkward fight.
But the Hussars
Yabusame are strong.
Doing nothing here, actually. Just running around, getting killed.
Now they're a bit close. Now the Yabusame actually doing quite a lot of damage, and now we're seeing what I talked about beforehand, right? Yabusame just doing a lot of damage. But it's a weird fight, but I think Frontline just lost a lot of potential there. And now, reinforcements coming in, double batch of Yumis coming in, and that just
At this point, it is over. I mean, I can understand the Frontline fights because this is the last game, this is his last hope.
Yeah.
But maybe he should have chosen another point to fight, but of course Lukas just retreating to this point between the shrines, between the woods here, positioning really well, and yeah, the Hussars couldn't do that job.
Yeah, I do think though that Lukas actually managed to see that Mars, and that he right when they were at this spot where they are right now, that the skirms from Lukas, I think he saw at least five Huss riding past, and then of course he knows he needs to go to a better position because the Cav switch is on.
Yep.
And that was just beautifully done by him. And now it's just, well.
I also think Frontline couldn't do much better here in this position, because this was his timing. He has to go in here because, of course, of timings, you know that, guys.
Yeah.
And if he wouldn't have fight at this point, he just would lose even more. And he made the best out of it, but it was not enough here.
Yeah, sadly. And by the way, just as we're speaking, just as this game is slowly coming to an end, Harrison raiding with a group of 29 people, actually. So we finally pushing over that magical number of 200.
Hey!
Featuring
hello,
232
guys.
Crazy people watching this event right now. Hello, glad to have you.
We have another 9 Yumi archers. I thought he sent it already twice, so... wow, another 9 Yumis. So another Cav pop now. This is the last hope for Frontline here. Big Cav pop, but Pikes are here. We have the Yabusame. Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a fair fight. I think it was well played by Frontline as well, and also putting out the Cav here as well. But now, of course, he has to resign, and he sees it himself.
Yeah. And I think it all comes back to the 16 village up. This slows him down a lot. I mean, these are 20 seconds out. Everything later out. You don't have to underestimate that, because this snowballs really, really fast, because Lukas more time shrining, and he has the advantage in the early game already.
So, and guys, if you just joined, just so you know, this is not the last series that we're casting. Not even the last that we're casting right now. Oh yeah, Toby and I signed up for a hell trip of a cast today. The next series is actually going to be, now we had Lukas versus Frontline, and the next one's going to be Kinnesi versus Reezy, which is done by Rex. So those guys actually already played. We don't know what happened yet. We don't know Sibs. We don't know nothing. So only I think we know the bands though, but we're going to talk about them in a second. And after that, if Toby and me are not absolutely done, we also have Maito versus Oliveza, and that one's going to be live at 19 GMT. So
it was 19 because this is my question. Should we just continue right now with the next Rex, or should we wait for the live? But it is GMT. We have German time here, so I was a bit wrong on my time.
I just say we do the Rex.
So let's do the Rex
now.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do the Rex now, and if things come to pass, we are just going to pause in between rides, and then on point, 19 o'clock GMT time, we're just going to be back with that one, right?
Yep. So let's just continue.